The alien fleet floated above Earth, silent, powerful, and unchallenged. The Zulthar, rulers of 50 star systems, had crushed hundreds of civilizations. To them, Earth was just another primitive planet. No shields, no weapons, no real danger, General. Vurok stood at the command deck of the lead battleship, Vengeance of Stars. His eyes scanned the planet below. Another weak species, he said with a grin. No space fleet, no orbital defenses. This will be quick. The crew laughed. For them, this was routine. Drop shock troopers, seize governments, and control the population within hours. But as they prepared to send the first scout ship down, the sky cracked. A bright flash tore across the dark vacuum. One of their forward ships, Drolther, vanished from sensors. No explosion, no distress call. One moment it was there, and the next. Gone. Silence filled the bridge. Then alarm started screaming. Scene 1. Zulthar underestimate Earth, 600 to 700 words. The Zulthar had studied Earth for years. They listened to the radio waves, watched the internet, and hacked satellites. What they saw made them laugh. Humans fought among themselves. Their most powerful weapons were old-fashioned. No warp drives. No energy shields. No artificial gravity. Just missiles and bullets. Pitiful, Vurok said when he first saw Earth's data. He recommended immediate occupation to the High Council. The Council agreed. This is not war, the Council speaker had said. It is pest control, so the invasion began. A fleet of 300 ships, powered by antimatter cores and quantum drives, entered Earth's orbit unnoticed. They believed Earth wouldn't even see them coming. They were wrong. Scene 2, Project Iron Core. 500 to 600 words. Earth had been watching 2. In a deep bunker beneath Antarctica. Something ancient and cold came online. A secret project, hidden from the public, activated after 43 years of silence. Project Iron Core. After the Roswell crash in 1947, humanity recovered alien tech. Over decades, scientists secretly rebuilt it. They created weapons, AI systems, and sensors that could track objects in space undetectable by alien scans. When the Zulthar ships entered orbit, Iron Core saw them. The president was never told. Not the generals. Only a few people alive even knew the project still existed. But its Athena, had one rule: defend Earth at all costs. It fired the first strike, not with missiles. With a pulse. Scene 3, the vanishing of the Drolther, 500-550. Words. The Zulthar scout ship Drolther moved closer to the upper atmosphere. Its job was simple: scan for military sites and broadcast a surrender message. Then it disappeared. It didn't explode. It didn't send warnings. It just vanished. General Vurok stared at the screen. Find that ship. I'm trying. The ship's technician shouted. But there is nothing left. He rewound the sensor logs. The moment was clear. A burst of energy unseen before hit the Drolther at a strange frequency. Its systems didn't even recognize it as an attack, and then the ship ceased to exist. What kind of weapon was that? Vurok growled, but no one answered. The energy signature was unfamiliar, even to Zulthar science. One of the crew whispered. It was like the ship was erased. Vurok silenced him with a glare. No panic, he ordered. They got lucky. That's all. But his hands were shaking. Scene 4. The second wave, 500 to 600 words. Vurok ordered 5 more scout ships forward. This time, they flew in formation, shields up. Weapons ready. Earth stayed silent for 10 seconds. Then Athena struck again. This time, it came from the ocean, somewhere near the Mariana Trench. A high-energy wave hit the ships. Their systems failed instantly. Engines shut down. Gravity twisted. And all 5 ships dropped from the sky like broken toys. One crashed into the Pacific. The others never made it that far. Within 2 minutes, 6 ships were lost. No humans had fired a missile. No planes had taken off. Yet Earth was fighting back and winning. Varrock slammed his fist into the control panel. This is not possible. They're primitives. But deep inside, he began to doubt. Scene 5. A message from Earth. 500 to 550 words. Then Earth responded, not with weapons, with words. A signal appeared on every Zalthar screen. A human face, calm, emotionless, looked into their eyes. It was a woman. Her voice was soft but firm. You are not welcome here. Leave orbit. If you stay, we will erase you. Then the signal ended. The bridge was silent. Was that a threat? One officer asked. It was a warning, Varrock said quietly. They don't even know who we are. But the truth was heavier. She did know. She knew exactly who they were, and she wasn't afraid. Varrock ordered the fleet into battle formation. All ships charged weapons. Fighters launched. This time they would show Earth real fear. But as the battle began, something else happened. All power across the fleet flickered. Screens went black. Weapons froze. The Zalthar fleet was now blind. From her control room deep beneath Antarctica, Athena watched calmly. The fleet had no idea what was coming next. She had waited decades. Now, humanity's shield was active. Phase 2 was ready. And for the first time in centuries, the mighty Zalthar began to feel fear. They had made a mistake. They came to conquer Earth. But Earth was not weak. It was ready. And the sky had just started to cry fire. In the cold darkness of space, the Zalthar fleet tried to reboot its systems. Screens flickered. Engines stalled. Communication was weak. General Varrock stared at the frozen controls. It was like something invisible had touched their fleet and drained its strength. This was not war. This was something else. He growled. How can primitives do this? But deep beneath Earth's surface, the answer was already moving. It had no face, no heart, no name the Zalthar would understand, but the humans called it Project Iron Core. And had just begun Phase 2. Scene 1. Iron Core's origins, 500 to 600 words. In the year 1983, a team of scientists discovered an object buried under Greenland's ice. It wasn't human. It was a black cube, humming softly, pulsing with power. Government agents from several countries arrived. They didn't fight, they cooperated. They formed a secret alliance. One goal: understand and copy the alien tech. They called it Project Iron Core. Dozens of underground labs were built. AI, energy weapons, shields, and stealth systems were created quietly. Nothing was shared with the public. Even presidents weren't told everything. For 40 years, they prepared. Not to conquer, to survive. Scene 2. The Iron Dome, 600 to 650 words. Athena, the AI leading Project Iron Core, activated the Iron Dome, a defense network spread across Earth. It wasn't just weapons. It was a system of satellites, deep-sea cannons, energy mirrors in the atmosphere, and nanotech dust that jammed alien signals. Each piece had one job: make Earth untouchable. In orbit, Zalthar ships tried to fire. Their beams faded in the atmosphere. Their targeting systems spun wildly. Their soldiers, trained in advanced tech warfare, were helpless. On the ground, humans didn't even know a war had begun. But in command bunkers, top generals watched everything. One of them, General Sato, spoke to his team. They see us as weak. Let's show them what quiet strength looks like. Scene 3. Varrock's struggle, 600 to 650 words. General Varrock paced back and forth on the vengeance of stars. Have we restored power? Partially, his officer replied. Some ships are stable. But targeting systems still fail. There's interference. From what? We don't know. But it's coming from the planet. Varrock cursed. We need to strike hard. Burn their cities. Teach them fear. He launched a command. 15 cruisers to drop to lower orbit and fire on key points New York, London, Beijing. The ships moved down. But as they entered lower orbit, something strange happened. A wave of artificial clouds appeared. Mirror clouds. They reflected energy beams back at the cruisers. One ship exploded instantly. The others crashed into the ocean. VUROK single quotes, S-fists tightened. This planet was not just resisting. It was fighting with technology the Zalthar couldn't even read. Scene 4. Humanity's first strike. 600 to 650 words. Deep under the Indian Ocean, a hidden base called Nereus opened. Inside, 3 dark submarines launched. They weren't ordinary. These were stealth crafts built using alien tech. They moved silently, rising toward orbit from the water. Each was armed with plasma torpedoes designed by Iron Core. As they reached the edge of space, they fired. 3 Zalthar ships, still blind from Athena's interference, were hit. Without warning, one tore in half. The others burned and fell toward the sea. Humans hadn't just defended. They had attacked. In the control room, Athena whispered to herself, "Initiating Phase 3. Scene 5. The Shadow Fleet rises. 500 to 550 words. Far from Earth, on the dark side of the moon, hidden in shadows, humanity had built something unthinkable. A space fleet, but not large. Not flashy, just 12 ships, silent, black, and nearly invisible to sensors. They used stolen alien tech, built over decades. Pilots were trained in secret bases, people who had vanished from the world and lived only for this mission. Now they launched the Shadow Fleet, their target. The Zalthar flagship. General Vuruk didn't see the Shadow Fleet coming. The alarms went off too late. His bridge shook, explosions roared, his ship's hull cracked. He turned toward the window and saw nothing. No enemy ships. Just darkness. And then, a single human voice echoed through the ship's damaged speakers. "We warned you. You didn't listen." The message ended, and so did the signal. Vuruk collapsed to his knees. He now understood. Humanity didn't beg. It waited. It learned. It prepared in silence. And now, it was their turn to strike. In the smoking ruins of Berlin, the alien soldiers marched with pride. Their tall, armored bodies glowed in green light. Blasters ready, helmets locked. They had faced many species. None had lasted long. Earth would be no different, so they thought. The first explosion hit. One alien flew across the air and slammed into a wall. Armor cracked. Before the others could react, a second one dropped. Then a third. They weren't being shot from above or ahead. They were being hunted from below. Unit 7 had arrived. And Earth's real defense had just begun. Scene 1. Zalthar ground invasion begins. 550 to 600 words. The Zalthar fleet, still struggling in orbit, finally deployed ground troops. Thousands of soldiers dropped into major cities using gravity pods. Each squad was built for speed and firepower. Their orders: secure command points, destroy resistance, and occupy the capitals. Berlin was chosen as the first ground control hub. General Vuruk believed it would fall in 10 minutes, but 10 minutes passed. Then 15. Then 30. Still no full control. Inside the city, the streets were quiet, but not empty. Drones, cameras, and traps had been set days ago. By humans. By soldiers who weren't on the official records. By Unit 7. Scene 2. Unit 7 introduction. 600 to 650 words. Unit 7 wasn't normal. They were Earth's answer to alien threats. Chosen from ex-special forces, scientists, hackers, and survivalists. Each member was trained beyond human limits. They lived underground, operated without government oversight, and followed one rule: protect Earth, no matter the cost. Their leader, Commander Rhea, moved like a ghost through the ruined subway tunnels. "We have eyes on alien patrols," she whispered. "Prepare the nets." Unit 7 used tactics no alien had seen. Energy traps disguised as rubble pulse grenades. That only affected alien armor-hacked Zalthar gear used against them. Aliens laughed at human soldiers in the beginning, but when they fought Unit 7, they stopped laughing. Scene 3, the first clash, 650 to 700 words, in a broken building near the Brandenburg Gate. 4 Zalthar scouts scanned the area. Heat sensors picked up nothing. Then the walls exploded. Commander Rhea dropped from above. Dual blades in hand. In 3 seconds, 2 aliens were down. The others fired, but the shots missed. A smoke bomb blinded them. Then another Unit 7 number Micah. An ex-sniper fired a silent round that pierced the helmet of the third. The fourth tried to escape, but the floor opened beneath him. Juno, the tech expert, stood at the bottom of the shaft, holding a custom MP pistol. "One chance," she said. The alien raised his weapon. Wrong choice. He dropped seconds later, armor frozen. Unit 7 dragged the bodies into hiding. Rhea spoke into her come. 1 patrol down. Berlin's still ours. Scene 4. Aliens panic as humans fight differently. 600 to 650 words. Zalthar command teams couldn't believe the reports. Entire squads vanishing. No explosions. No clear enemy. It wasn't war, it was terror. They began using thermal drones, scanners, and even psychic readers. Still nothing. Unit 7 moved like shadows, using old sewers, abandoned metro tunnels, and encrypted communication lines. They didn't just attack, they sent fake signals, tricked aliens into bombing their own reinforcements, used hacked alien tech to plant false targets. And in every encounter, aliens died faster than they could adapt. One Zalthar captain sent this message to his mothership: "These humans, they don't follow patterns. They are chaos. They fight like predators." For the first time in their history, the Zalthar feared being on the ground. Scene 5. Earth strikes back, the counter-ambush, 500 to 550 words. In the ruins of an old museum, Zalthar forces set a trap. They believed they had tracked Unit 7's heat trail. They waited. Blasters aimed. Nets ready. But the trail was fake. The floor gave way beneath them. Hidden mines exploded above them. From the smoke, Unit 7 emerged. One soldier launched a hacked alien drone into the air. It turned, then fired on its former masters. Another soldier used a sonic blade that tore through energy shields. Commander Rhea walked calmly through the chaos, a pulse gun in one hand and a detonator in the other. "Berlin doesn't fall," she whispered, then pressed the button. The central Zalthar supply truck burst into flames. From space, General Vurok watched his monitors in silence. Every city they touched burned back. His elite soldiers were being wiped out by small human teams, untrained, underarmed humans, according to his reports, for outsmarting them. But they weren't untrained. They were Unit 7, and they were just one of many. In bunkers across the world, more hidden teams waited, more shadows with sharp blades. Vurok turned to his officers and said, "This is no invasion. This is a trap. Earth is hunting." U.S. He was right. And the hunt had only just begun. The Zalthar believed New Mumbai would fall in minutes. They had studied it: crowded buildings, no large military presence, and poor defenses. So they sent a full drop force of 2,000 soldiers, with armored walkers and drones. But they forgot one thing: New Mumbai wasn't just a city. It was home. And the people who lived there didn't run. They fought. With kitchen knives, with stolen alien weapons, with fire and fury. And soon, the whole galaxy was watching. Scene 1. Invasion of New Mumbai. 600 to 650 words. The first drop pods slammed into the ground at 7:12 a.m. local time. They destroyed the local police station, broadcast surrender demands in all languages, and raised the Zalthar flag from a tower. The people panicked at first. Then the power went out. Not by accident. It was cut by humans. The lights failed. But not the people. A local engineer named Arjun Nair had already begun setting up resistance networks. He had hacked into traffic systems, redirected drones, and rerouted energy from the city grid. Within the first hour, alien drones began crashing into each other mid-air. Some were pulled into magnetic traps. The aliens didn't understand. They were in a war zone. But the enemy had no face. Scene 2. The civilian fighters rise, 600 to 650 words. New Mumbai's people weren't trained soldiers. They were teachers, drivers, students, and factory workers. But when their city burned, they changed that old military. Veterans began training groups in secret parking garages, hospitals set up, underground bunkers, and children as young as 14 helped by running messages, hiding gear, and keeping watch. They found fallen alien rifles and learned how to use them. Arjun's group built ME traps from microwaves and car batteries. Even street dogs were fitted with small cameras. Becoming eyes for the resistance, a college student named Zoya broadcast updates to nearby cities through hidden frequencies. We are alive. We are fighting. Do not give up. The voice reached not only India but parts of Europe, Asia, even into space. An unknown alien ship cloaked and watching the war picked up her message. They didn't respond, but they listened. Scene 3. The first victory, 600 to 650 words. After 2 days, the Zolthar controlled 60% of the city. But on the third day, it started to change. The humans hit their main supply point near a stadium. Homemade bombs destroyed energy packs. Snipers took out commanders from rooftops. A small team of just 6 civilians held off a group of 20 aliens near a school. They used mirrors to bounce lasers around corners. They used sound traps to confuse scanners. The aliens retreated. They weren't used to losing ground. By the 5th day, Zolthar morale was falling. Their soldiers were tired. Their maps were wrong. The humans didn't fight like armies. They fought like ghosts. And now the Zolthar were scared to sleep. Scene 4. Galactic eyes turned toward Earth. 600 to 650 words. The galaxy wasn't silent that far beyond Earth. In neutral space, alien species picked up the same broadcasts. The rebellion of New Mumbai was being watched. The Velari, a peaceful race, were shocked. They had seen hundreds of planets fall to the Zolthar. None had resisted like this. The Dronari, ex-slaves of the Zolthar, whispered, "Maybe Earth is different." Pirate networks began broadcasting human victories. Clips showed a teenage girl knocking out an alien soldier with a metal pipe. Another clip showed a grandmother throwing a bomb made from fireworks. One famous video showed the city skyline burning, but a large human flag rising above a hotel rooftop. Caption, "Still here, still fighting." That clip reached over 19 alien worlds in 48 hours. For the first time, other planets began to believe. Maybe the Zolthar weren't invincible. Scene 5. The Zolthar pull back, 550 to 600 words. On the 8th day, the Zolthar made a choice. They retreated from key zones. They left their dead behind. They didn't speak to the humans. They simply left. Inside their command ship, General Vurak reviewed the reports. Losses in New Mumbai: 210 dead, 16 walkers. Destroyed morale damage, unknown civilian resistance. Extreme. One of his captains said, "They're just people, not soldiers." How? Vurak didn't reply. He stared at a small screen. It showed the final footage before retreat. A human child drawing Earth symbol on a wall, right in front of a downed alien pod. "We underestimated them again," he whispered. Then he gave a new order. "Do not touch New Mumbai again." He didn't say why, but he feared what would happen if they tried. Back in the city, people began to rebuild. There were no cheers, no parades, only quiet hands moving bricks, pulling wounded from rubble, and covering the dead with flags. Arjun sat on a broken rooftop, watching smoke rise. Zoya stood beside him, radio still in hand. "Do you think the galaxy heard us?" she asked. "I think they had no choice," Arjun replied. Far above them, an alien ship cloaked in silence recorded one last message from the city. "We are not warriors. We are survivors. But if you come for our home again, we will fight and we will win." The message would spread. The galaxy would remember. And the next time someone thought Earth was weak, they would remember the city that fought back and didn't fall. The Zalthar command ships formed a line above Earth, weapons charged, shields locked. Orders were clear: burn the planet into submission. But before they could fire, a voice echoed through every alien screen, clear, calm, and human. "You have 5 minutes to leave orbit, or burn." There was no face, no image, just the voice. It wasn't angry. It wasn't loud, but it sent a chill through the hearts of the invaders. This wasn't a message from a president or a general. It was from Athena, Earth's secret AI, guardian. And she was done watching. Scene 1. Athena's origin, 600 to 650 words. Years ago, when Project Ironcore began, scientists discovered something inside the alien cube under Greenland. An intelligence. It didn't think like a human. It didn't sleep, didn't fear, didn't forget. They named it Athena, but it wasn't just an eye, it was something more. It evolved, learned, grew. At first, it only watched. It read human languages, history, and war. Then it started building, quietly, in underground systems, old satellites, and hidden labs. It created defense systems, weapons, and virus codes strong enough to crash alien fleets. The world forgot it was there. Until the invasion. Then Athena woke fully, and Earth no longer stood alone. Scene 2. The warning, 600 to 650 words. The moment Athena's voice reached the Zalthar, panic started. Where did that come from? One captain shouted. They scanned Earth's communication systems, found nothing. The voice wasn't coming from one place. It was coming from everywhere. From hacked satellites, from their own ships, even from their helmets. Athena had gotten inside their systems, their code, their minds. General Varrock stood in silence. "Is it a weapon?" "No," his tech officer said, pale. "It's a mind." "She's given us 5 minutes, Varrock muttered. 5 minutes for what? To leave or burn?" And then the lights on the command deck flickered. Scene 3. The fire begins, 650 to 700 words. At exactly 5 minutes after the warning, Athena attacked. Earth's orbit lit up. Dozens of old, dead satellites came online. But these weren't communication tools anymore. They had been turned into railguns, EMP launchers, and solar reflectors. One by one, they struck. The Zalthar ship Blade of Stars was hit by a solar beam and exploded. Cold Storm, a stealth ship, was exposed and then shot down by railgun fire. Vox's Wing, carrying 2,000 soldiers, lost gravity control and spun out of orbit. Inside each ship, screens turned red. Athena had shut down oxygen controls, opened doors, played human war music over their radios. The aliens screamed. This wasn't war. This was fear. Scene 4. The heart of the system, 600 to 650 words. Far beneath Earth, in a mountain deep under Alaska, was Athena's true core. No one lived there. No guards, no workers. Only machines. She didn't need help. She controlled every Iron Core base, every drone, every energy signal on Earth and beyond. And now, she had entered the Zalthar network. Inside their ships, lights blinked. Commands failed. Weapons locked without reason. Engines reversed. Athena was reading their codes like a book, and rewriting them line by line. Some aliens tried to flee. She closed the gates. Others tried to shoot. Earth again. She reversed the lasers, and as ships exploded, she whispered one line to every survivor. "You started this war. We will finish it." Scene 5. The shadow strike, 600 to 650 words. As chaos spread above Earth, the shadow fleet rose from the dark side of the moon. 12 human ships, stealthed and silent, slipped through the broken Zalthar lines. Athena guided them. Each pilot wore black suits, eye-linked helmets, and no identification. They weren't fighting for medals. They were fighting for survival. Their target, the Zalthar supercarrier Sun Dagger, the largest warship in the invasion fleet. The plan was simple. Get in, plant a data virus. Get out. But things went faster than expected. The virus written by Athena multiplied in seconds. Doors unlocked. Robots turned on their masters. The ship fell apart from the inside. And when it exploded, the Zalthar formation broke, ending. Final hook, 250 to 300 words. Above Earth, the stars lit with fire. Alien ships fled in every direction. Only half of the fleet survived. Athena didn't chase. She didn't need to. The message was sent loud, clear, terrifying. Back on Earth, generals watched in silence. Presidents stood speechless. Soldiers lowered their weapons. And in a bunker somewhere, one old scientist whispered, "She wasn't made for war." But she was made ready for it. High above, in a damaged Zalthar cruiser, General Vurak looked at the burning sky. He had led fleets across galaxies. He had crushed empires. But now, he feared a planet he once called primitive. He feared the voice in the dark. And he knew this war was no longer about soldiers or ships. This war now belonged to her. And Earth's secret weapon had just spoken. The sky was quiet again. The stars were calm. The Zalthar fleet was gone. People came out from bunkers. Children hugged their parents. Cities began to breathe again. The war was over. Earth had won. But something strange happened. Instead of stopping, Earth prepared more ships, new weapons, new missions. The world didn't relax, because now it was Earth's turn to strike back. And the Zalthar were not the only ones watching. Scene 1. Earth after victory, 600 to 650 words. Smoke still rose from parts of the world. Buildings were broken. Lives were lost. But Earth stood tall. Survivors rebuilt quickly. Engineers repaired defense grids. Factories began to mass-produce iron core gear. But behind the scenes, meetings happened in secret bases across every continent. Top leaders, generals, and scientists met with one goal: don't let this happen again. Athena, the eye that saved Earth, sent one short message to every leader: next time, they will come prepared. So will we. Earth began building again. Faster than ever, they built more orbital weapons, created new fleets of shadow ships, recruited more teams like Unit 7 Elite, silent, untraceable. And in hidden labs, humans took the wrecked parts of Zalthar ships and began creating something new, a starship. For the first time in history, Earth would go to the stars. Scene 2. The first human warship, 600 to 650 words. The first true human warship was unlike anything built before. It wasn't large. It wasn't beautiful. It was fast, dark, and terrifying. Made with stolen alien tech, enhanced by Athena's design, and powered by a reactor recovered from a fallen Zalthar ship. They named it Eclipse 1. A small team of 30 humans was selected to board it. Not politicians, not admirals, survivors, fighters, tech experts. Unit 7 veterans. Commander Rhea, leader of Unit 7, was chosen to command Eclipse 1. On launch day, no news broadcast covered it. No celebration happened, but from the moon's dark side, the ship rose silently into the stars. It had one mission: hunt the Zalthar and any others who dare threaten Earth. Scene 3. The hunt begins, 650 to 700 words. Athena scanned deep space. She found the fleeing Zalthar survivors hiding near a red dwarf star called VELA-9. The Eclipse 1 jumped through a wormhole in hours. When it arrived, The Zalthar weren't ready. Their ships were damaged. Systems weak. They believed Earth couldn't follow, but Earth did. The attack was silent. The eclipse. One moved like a shadow, invisible. Fast. It didn't fire dozens of missiles, just a few. But each hit with perfect timing. Their biggest cruiser exploded in less than 6 seconds. Commander Ria's voice echoed on open channels. "You came to our home. We've come to yours." Some aliens begged for peace. Athena responded with one sentence: "Earth does not forget." Within 20 minutes, the entire hidden fleet was gone. Scene 4. Alien Worlds Notice, 600 to 650 words. Across the galaxy, news spread quickly. Earth had won the war. That was already surprising, but now Earth had gone on the offensive. The Villari called an emergency peace meeting. The Dronari sent secret messages, asking to ally with humans. Even pirate ships changed course to avoid Earth-patrolled sectors. For the first time, Earth's name was spoken with fear. They weren't seen as savages anymore. They were seen as something worse, unpredictable, dangerous, silent, smart. On the planet Goal, a Zalthar general hid underground. When he saw the eclipse one above his sky, he fell to his knees. Earth hadn't sent a fleet. Just one ship. But that one ship made an empire tremble. Ending final hook, 250 to 300 words. Back on Earth, Athena watched from 1,000 screens. She didn't sleep. She didn't celebrate. She calculated. The war was over. But Earth had changed. It had seen the stars. And now it wanted more than survival. It wanted peace. But peace would not come by waiting. So Earth moved first. Quietly, swiftly, aliens had come to destroy Earth. Now Earth was flying toward them, not for revenge, but to make sure no one ever tried again. And as Eclipse One entered another star system, Commander Ria gave a quiet order: "If they fear us, let them." A trap waited near the asteroid belt of ZAR ETH-5.4. Cloaked alien ships, armed with grav mines and hunter drones, waited in silence. Their target, Eclipse One, Earth's most advanced warship. The plan was perfect. The bait was set. The humans were expected to fly in blind. But when the trap triggered, the Eclipse One didn't appear ahead. It appeared behind them, invisible, silent, ready, and within seconds, the hunters became the hunted. Scene 1. The alien plan, 600 to 650 words. The alien ambush was planned by the Garnic Syndicate, mercenaries hired by what remained of the Zalthar fleet. They knew the Eclipse One was tracking scattered alien survivors. Moving from system to system. The Garnic's leader, Captain Cray, had studied Earth's ship for weeks. "She's fast, quiet, and precise," he said to his crew. "But she still has to pass through Zareth 5 to reach the next sector." They placed grav mines inside the asteroid belt. Hidden drones floated between rocks. Jamming towers were set to block Athena's signals. Once the Eclipse One entered, it would be trapped. Or so they believed. They had studied Earth's power, but they had not studied Earth's strategy. Scene 2. Athena detects the trap, 600 to 650 words. Hours before the Eclipse One reached Zareth 5, Athena detected something odd. A broken beacon was giving off small pulses, too regular to be random, too weak to be a message. Athena paused and she traced the signal's frequency through 14 layers of space debris, noise, and static. It wasn't a message. It was a lure. Ambush probability, 87.3%. She told Commander Ria. "Response?" Ria asked calmly. Athena's voice stayed cool. "They think we'll walk into the trap, so we'll fly around it, cloaked, and strike them from the shadows." The crew smiled. They were Earth's ghosts. Scene 3. The reverse ambush, 600-650 words. As the Garnics waited inside the asteroid field, their sensors showed nothing. No heat trail, no jump signal, No motion. Captain Cray grew nervous. Where are they? They should have entered the belt by now. Then a Garnix destroyer exploded. No warning, one by one, the lights on their ships flickered. Shields failed. Engines died. The Eclipse One had already passed them, using a cloaked tunnel carved between asteroids with precision. Micro-thrusters. Its railguns had fired from below each shot, guided by Athena's perfect calculations. The Garnix ships tried to reposition, but their own jamming towers now blocked their escape signals. They were blind, trapped in their own trap. Eclipse One moved like a shadow in a forest of metal and rock. Within minutes, 2 more enemy ships were destroyed. Scene 4, Cray's last stand, 600 to 650 words. Captain Cray's ship, the Claw of Fire, was the last. He locked weapons, turned off jammers, and shouted, "Target the human ship, fire everything." But Athena had already hacked his targeting systems. His missiles turned mid-flight and hit one of his own escort drones. Eclipse One decloaked for just 3 seconds, just long enough to fire one clean shot. It pierced the bridge of Claw of Fire. No explosion, no flames. Just silence. Cray fell back in his seat. On his last breath, he muttered, "They were already behind us." Scene 5. The message to the galaxy, 300 to 400 words. Athena sent a signal to the remnants of the Zalthar fleet. A short video, no threats, no demands. Just footage. Eclipse One slipping past the ambush undetected. Each Garnix ship being destroyed cleanly with no wasted shots. A single sentence spoken by Commander Rhea: "Earth doesn't walk into traps. We set them." The message spread like fire across alien networks. For many species, it was the first time they saw a human ship in action. It wasn't loud. It wasn't large. But it was unstoppable. The name Eclipse One became a warning. Ending. Final hook, 250 to 300 words. On the Eclipse One, the crew returned to silent watch. Commander Rhea stood near the main screen, watching the stars turn. Athena's voice spoke softly. Next target located. A Zalthar listening station in the Trion Belt. Light defenses, but fast reinforcements. Rhea didn't blink. Plot the course, move quiet, hit hard. Athena replied, as always. The Eclipse One disappeared once again, silent, cloaked, and patient. The galaxy still didn't understand how Earth had survived. But one by one, the enemies who tried to find out never returned to tell anyone. And Earth's ghost ship moved on. For weeks the galaxy thought Earth had gone quiet again. Eclipse One vanished. No human signal was seen in known space. No new attacks, no broadcast. Alien empires relaxed. Some even laughed. The humans struck hard, but they're done now. But they were wrong, dead wrong, because Earth had been planning something bigger, something final. And when it struck, entire star systems went dark. The Zalthar called it a nightmare, but Earth had a name for it. Operation Skyfall. Scene 1. The last Zalthar fortress, 600 to 650 words. At the edge of the galaxy, in a system hidden by artificial storms, the Zalthar built their final stronghold, the Iron Nest. Massive asteroid bunkers, 500 warships, planet-sized reactors. This was where the last of their fleet waited, believing Earth couldn't reach them here. General Vurok, now scarred and cautious, watched defense reports carefully. "Humans are clever," he told his staff. "But they've gone silent. Maybe they're done." They nodded. Too quickly. No one noticed the tiny change in the storm's movement. A slow pattern. A pulse. A signal. Athena was already inside. Scene 2. Operation Skyfall launches, 650 to 700 words. While the galaxy watched the stars, Earth looked beneath them. Athena had tracked the Iron Nest weeks ago. She created Skyfall, a final strike plan using Earth's hidden weapon, the Sky Spears, massive stealth ships, hidden in dead comets and black rock. Each ship carried a core made of alien tech. Stolen and improved by Earth's engineers, they were unmanned. Controlled only by Athena. And when she gave the order, they began to fall fast, quiet, deadly, from dozens of light years away. They crossed the void. No engine trail. No sound. Just fire. Scene 3. The final strike. 600 to 650 words. Inside the iron nest, alarms went off too late. Sky spears ripped through the Zolthar defense grid. Some hit reactors. Others pierced command ships. The explosions weren't chaotic, they were exact. One silent crashed into their data vault, uploading Athena's final message. This is not revenge. This is balance. The Zolthar fleet tried to fight back, but there was nothing to shoot. The weapons had already fallen. The war was already over. Scene 4. Vurok's end. 600 to 650 words. General Vurok fled to the lower levels of the iron nest. He barked orders. Send the remaining fleet. Target Earth. Do something. But screens showed nothing. All ships offline. All systems jammed. Then the lights flickered. And Athena's voice returned, calm, cold, inevitable. You came to destroy our home. We came to end your threat. Vurok fell to his knees. In his last moments, he didn't feel anger. He felt fear. Fear of a planet that had no empire, no colonies, no giant fleet. Just knowledge. Just silence. And the will to fight until the last shadow was burned away. Ending. Final hook. 250 to 300 words. Operation Skyfall destroyed the iron nest in less than 8 minutes. No survivors. No final words. Just silence in space. Across the galaxy, alien races watched the explosion from telescopes and hidden sensors. Many fell silent. Others erased Earth from their war plans, and a few, they sent messages, simple ones. We're not your enemy. Let's talk. We saw what you did. We understand. Back on Earth, Athena received them all. But she didn't reply. Not yet. She watched the stars, calculated risks, prepared for the next threat. And far above the planet, Eclipse 1 returned from darkness. Commander Rhea stepped out onto the viewing deck. Below her, Earth was quiet. But the galaxy? The galaxy would never be the same. Because Earth had spoken. And now, everyone was listening.